I had a bull run something.
Who's your name? I knew it was something. I don't remember like
We were looking at all the pictures yesterday in the yearbook. The 50th reunion planning thing.
Oh, cool.
So we were going through the yearbook looking at everybody's pictures.
Yeah, I'm sure this is the thing.
I don't have my yearbook still.
No?
When my parents had the part of their house remodel, I already had moved to Worcester and was working in Worcester, and I had a couple of boxes of Worcester.
No reply.
Yearbooks were gone.
Unscheduled.
My dad was not a saver.
That's how my mom was. That's why I
I
thought
said, I'll go to the senior center at the same time, it's right across the street. I'll just be very used to my time.
I'm just waiting for.
Failed. Oh,
I
thank
have a
you.
family home, so
Third meeting.
if I ever have to leave, I've got to clear all my parents' stuff out of there. I haven't done that yet. Yeah, it is a big plus. Yeah, that's the plus getting rid of it, you know, I have a little car. You know, when I take care of my dad, I had a company with come and take stuff from my apartment.
He turned around and said,
The one you ordered, yeah, okay. At the end of the letter,
Yeah.
Somebody that came said he'd pay us like $300 a month if you could get
Is there a complete
yeah.
I donated clothing and stuff to the Epilepsy Foundation, and I'll be able to come and get it.
Oh, I know.
The agenda.
Yeah, I didn't bring my phone, so I didn't know if there was a network. You don't need it?
I got one, right?
Thank you, sir.
It's never
And I was so close to my parents, so going through their stuff to get rid of it. And now I just,
Not even further, yes.
I was hoping we would learn from that.
I'm not sure.
and I brought a lot of stuff, all my whole 40 some years that I lived in Worcester, you know, I had to, you know, pack it all up in 2 weeks to get home to take care of my dad. And so the stuff came with me that I would have thrown if I couldn't be able to sort it. It was just everything. The boxes.
Well, yeah, something.
He did have
Not that.
If I had not come, he would have wanted that.
No, I know what you mean. Instead of being outside and
He just
doing
silly.
yard
Went to
work or
Connecticut, you know,
hiking or something like that, yeah.
She wrote the kids, she wrote.
No, he didn't write it to her, he wrote it to somebody on the Connecticut's radar.
Somebody who knows best practice that.
Yeah. So I will,
Yeah, well, he's a good, isn't it?
yeah, he's concerned, if I stay home, he would have watched it on Zoom with me now, I think I got a book.
Good.
No, he's very concerned about the honor of the military.
Yeah.
Fish on from that?
Diana,
It's right for those.
and older sister Susan.
Connecticut River Construction.
Yeah, so
Susan
maybe
and
in the classes
No, I
then.
can't.
Yes, I'll see, you'll write it down for me.
But they were going before.
Yes, I did, and that's what I said, I
Diana
played
was-
them on the way home.
She was 77.
It's not letting me do it.
Internet, but on the way home, I have an internet to play on the radio, so I put it on. I had already listened to it, but I asked him if he wanted to listen to it. So he said, "Okay."
Yeah, 50 years. Phenomenal.
But getting the internet, so yeah. Yeah, actually, I found a homeless shelter in the woods now.
I can imagine being scattered all over the place and find where people are. You know,
Well, they've kept going pretty well.
One of them was missing.
Gets harder as it goes. Almost always even by the way.
And afterwards, I drove to Oxford.
sister wants to sell the house or trying to get a reverse mortgage.
You know, I've read about that a couple of times. They're services in person.
But I have a friend.
I don't know if her logins or anything.
That's me.
Send me all the information. I'll get those.
And the thing is when you have to buy somebody out, you don't have that last credit quickly, so it makes you pick something in the house with the credit.
So I
The lending company owns
I
half
will
the
get her
house.
email and send her.
And if they say you need to fix this, you have to come up with a fault on the loan, and so then you can, they can call it. It's really tough.
That's what happens, though.
Yeah, on the bad side. Yeah, just, and you know,
I hit a 20 feet. Is the one that I can log in, it says
My
finish the whole.
parents, when they had problems, I helped them financially, I put my career
Yeah,
all that.
there's also.
so we are assuming that this
My
is
dad
going to be
has spent my whole
100%
401k.
correct, yeah, 2% freshly done right.
Yeah, so
Correctly, that nothing's
It's not very much to go from, if I got the reverse mortgage loan.
It says, mine still says,
So right now, right.
At the same time, I'm on my knees praying for Gardner.
I know, but you know, dad needed things, and their insurance doesn't
You know,
cover
this sort of thing,
everything.
and now very fast,
The house had to be
fast,
fast,
in the football game, you know,
the way it's for him and everything, and things were just fine in the house.
I'm logged in,
sustainable.
There is health programs and stuff out there, but I process a long time
Yeah,
you know, we do, because
I didn't,
how we are.
I didn't do anything without taking.
Mike, can we keep it down with it, please? Thank you, just trying to make sure this works.
The idea.
I have to read it on my own stuff.
She would.
Everybody hear us all right? Can you hear us? Michael, can you hear us? Test, test.
Test, test.
Can you guys hear us okay?
I can. I'm on and I can hear you.
It's,
Yeah, no, just here.
I'll send the city my bill. All right, gotta give me a second, we're having some difficulties. I go back in and get the file up. Well, I paid attention in school, you guys. There we go. Can everybody see my screen? You guys see my screen?
Yes.
Thank you. You should take the reins on this. Snatch it. All right, everybody. Thanks for everyone's patience. We're getting started a little bit late. First on the agenda, we're going to skip around some. Meeting minutes we'll skip. First on the agenda for request for determination of applicability. Request for applicability filed by Robert LaPierre for work to be conducted at 122, 128 Wampanoag South Road, Gardner. Proposed work consists of removal of several potentially hazardous trees within 100 feet of a bordering vegetated wetland. Would you like to come up, Mr. LaPierre?
Sure.
Just kind of go over a refresher for everybody of your project.
Okay, back in December, I took a walk with Katie and short of the trees that I want to take down just to protect my my house and the power lines that feed the house. And we had a meeting, and the committee went out and looked at the trees, determined that a lot of them were diseased, a lot of them were already dead. And the following meeting, one of my neighbors brought up some issues which I addressed, and actually it was at the February 28th meeting. There were a list of things that you asked me to do,
Yeah.
which I have done. And in the meantime, I had my insurance company come out, look at the house, and they saw that it had a 60 amp fused electrical service, and they said they're not going to give me insurance. So I contacted my electrician, and he said you're going to have to upgrade it, which in turn I called National Grid, and they looked at the line, and they said it doesn't meet code right now.
For a larger service? It doesn't meet code for a larger service, or
No,
doesn't
it
meet
doesn't
code?
meet code because it's too low to the ground.
No, that's
It's
all.
put a pole in. So if I upgrade the service to a 100 or a 200 amp service, it's going to weigh even more. The cable's going to weigh even more, it's going to be lower to the ground. So the engineer came out and he said, you know, I've got to put a pole in. And at the last meeting, he asked me to get a letter from them.
Yeah, which we have.
And in the meantime, I guess my neighbor has sent some other questions. And it looks like every time we have a meeting, she's going to have more questions, and this will go on forever and ever. I've already spent $6,000 for the site plans and all the information we've gotten, which you didn't ask me for before, and I said I would do anything that the committee wanted to do, which I've done.
Yeah.
And it looks like it's not good enough for her, because she just keeps coming up with more and more demands. So I guess I could ask the committee what you'd like me to do now.
Well, I mean,
Let me ask a question.
yeah, go ahead.
How is it, National Grid, they're tough to do business with. How does it stand? You know, when are they gonna do this with a forward? Do
I
that?
put a work order in. In fact, I have the work order number over there. I just have to give them a call once I get the access area done, and
Oh, okay, so,
they'll come out and do it. But they're not gonna come out, because what the engineer in the letter said that I just have to get the access road in, and they'll come out and put a stake in, and then the site crew comes out and puts the pole in, where the engineer says to put the pole. But it's gonna be midway on the drawing shows the existing line. It'll be somewhere in the middle.
our agent, so we're all kind of doing a little bit of everything here.
I bet it's the copy.
Yeah, actually, find it, yeah.
Someone might need one.
So the pole will probably go just to the north of the little existing shed there. It's about midway. One other thing, I found this online. It's a bug that attacks hemlocks. It's the woolly delicate. And I looked at a lot of the trees the other day, and most of them have that on them. I think that's probably why a lot of those hemlocks are in the condition that they're in.
Excuse me, can you improve the sound at all? It's very unclear.
I'm sorry, I can't, I tried everything I could.
Can't really understand most of it.
I tried to make adjustments with the microphone, but it doesn't seem to be picking up any more than it is now.
Sorry, it's garbled.
Yeah.
The volume is fine, it's just, it seems to be just getting a lot of interference or something. Maybe it's the mic, I don't know.
Hold on a second, let me try to, That's already switched. Hey, I do too much for this place, I tell you. How's that, any better?
I was just trying to mute myself. Say something else.
Is that any better?
It is better.
Ah, see that? All right, go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say, you know, Greg and I, we went out to the site, it's a vast,
That's no good.
hold on, vastly detailed plan that we asked for.
Yeah.
The trench can be dug and cleared out like, it was even better than we had said before,
Yeah.
and so, I mean, I think this is what we were looking for.
Yep.
I agree.
I did read the response back that was sent over at noontime. I read it just, a few minutes ago. So we're doing what we can with that. We did research everything. But all the information on here has been already provided throughout the process. Yeah. I really don't see what else is left. To answer, I mean, between all the documents, the site visits. Anybody else in the commission have any questions? Sorry.
I think we should vote on the matter, please.
Any other public comment? Anybody have any comments?
No.
No? Someone like to make a motion to proceed with the determination of applicability?
I'll make that motion.
Okay, we can't even vote, can we? Oh, we can, right? Yeah, with Michael, but someone like to make, second that motion?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Michael, thank you. So fast, let's move this fast, thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Yeah.
She's recommended we'll do that tonight.
That's what we said, yeah. We'll modify it a little bit, open. The next is notice of intent filed by Culvert Beer Guard for the replacement of a culvert bridge located on Keys Road. Anybody here to represent on this? I'll call you.
Okay.
Or somebody will reach out to you.
Okay.
It'll be Lindsay or Christine.
All right, thank you.
Anybody here on the call for this Keys Road? Yeah, there's no return on it, that's why. Anybody in the commission? Can everybody mute their microphones, please, unless you're ready to speak or called upon to speak? They're coming to get me. Anybody in the commission have any comments or anything?
No. This is all subject to things and anyways.
Yeah.
You know, they may not even get the money to do it.
Right. Anybody in the audience have any questions or comments on Keys Road? Can everybody mute, please? That's good.
Just in addition to what Katie said, in case there's DOT comments that actually relate to any jurisdictional issues with water.
Yeah. All right, so I'd like to make a motion to proceed with OCC and come waiting for comments from DOT, but I don't think we're gonna get many comments back on this,
No.
if any, but we can leave that open as well. And then the special conditions, as Katie had discussed before, DEP and Mass Army Corps of Engineers, DER. They don't have funding yet, so once they get funding, I'm sure they'll be back in front of us again.
Yeah. It's all subject to financing sides.
Yep.
So we can close the,
Yeah, someone like to make a motion to close the hearing?
I'll make.
I'll make a motion.
I'll
Someone
second.
second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 And then we're gonna vote on the OCC, right?
Yep.
Someone like to make that motion with the
I'll make that
DOT
motion.
comments?
Yeah.
They might change. Someone to second that motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Again, this is all, some of this passed, this all comes down to financing anyways. You got some stuff to sign, Michael. All right, next is notice of intent filed by Dane Arnold for the expansion of the sludge landfill located at 850 West Street, Gardner. Proposed work is located within the buffers of the border and vegetated wetland. So I know Katie, before she left, did reach out to Boston O'Neill, Ty and Bond, I apologize, to Ty and Bond to get a kind of a cost and RFP going. But I think as a commission, we should talk about exactly what that entails, what we're gonna really look for that third-party review. During my last meeting, I kind of read what our statements are online of what the commission's involved with, what our responsibilities are and our roles. And so I think we need to take that into consideration. But I think at some point, we should maybe take the evaluation report, the full report from Woodward and Curran, and go through what we think, what we think we should vote on as opposed to kind of doing the whole project. I mean, our jurisdiction's only the wetlands.
That's all we should do.
I mean, smell and all that stuff, we can't take that into consideration. We protect the wetlands and the water pools. So I think the best thing we'd do is, so when Katie reached out to Ty and Bond, she asked them to kind of give a statement of what they would like and what they recommend, and then we can get a price off of that. So I'd like to kind of proceed with that as well. Unless anybody has anything further on here, what we're gonna do. And then once we get a quote, once the scope is clear, we can get a scope of work and vote on how we're gonna pay for it. thoughts on how we should pay for it when it does come?
Well, she's close, the money would be,
Yeah, between 10 and 15,000.
yeah.
I'm gonna say we probably could hit up to 20,000 on this review.
Yeah.
We're gonna ask for an expedited review
Yeah,
for our scope. Go ahead.
yeah, because they're very busy.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, one of the key points is that the wetland delineations are locked in.
They
We've
are
already
locked in.
had that reviewed, that's not in question. What's in question is whether we want to have a third-party review of the things that correspond to us.
Exactly.
The drainage basins, if you will, and the outflow.
Yeah.
In my opinion, we need a third-party review on those elements.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah, I don't think it's a lot. I think there was a lot of pushback about what we wanted a third party to review. I think people think that we're the zoning and we're the building commission and everything else. We're not. We're only wetlands. We're on pools. And with all the information, I've read it over several times. There's a lot of information in here. The due diligence has been done, and we're just qualifying that it's double checked again on our side.
Yeah, the outflow.
The outflow is definitely, yeah.
I think needs more scrutiny.
I agree.
Michael, you got any comments?
No, sir, I think we're going the proper course at this time.
No one have any comments there?
No, I feel the same way.
I do too. Yeah. So like I said, Katie's reached out to them. They're trying to get us, instead of us going line by line on what we think, they're gonna give us what they would recommend from past experience, and then we're gonna take that, add if we're missing something in there. But they have a decent understanding of the project. And then we'll go from that point. But they know we definitely want it expedited. I know we have, some time, but I think when they get the report back, we need time to review it, and the public's gonna want time to review it as well. Anybody in the audience have anything further to add that hasn't already been brought to our attention?
I have a question.
Sure. Your name is?
David Peabody.
Did you sign it, David?
Yes, I did.
Thank you very much.
You're narrowing the focus of the Conservation Commission to the areas in which you're legally, technically responsible. Aren't you also responsible for a larger overview of land use of parkland and the general degradation of the land that you're in charge of?
Well, last meeting, that's why I addressed it in the last meeting.
Mm-hmm.
This commission has very little outreach on anything that does not include wetlands or the areas around wetlands.
Okay, so you have no comment to make on land use?
Not what you would think. Yeah, I mean, we're reaching out to council on that to confirm what it is. But at this point, right now, our focus is on those wetlands and the vernal pools, the outfall.
Seems rather narrow.
Yeah, it is, at this point, yes. Any other comments? Any other comments?
No.
Good, thank you. Good question.
Go ahead.
Your name is?
Okay, Maureen Peabody.
Yep.
The fact that we have the vernal pools and that's your area, does it not automatically put a stop, or?
It doesn't. No, that's why we're here. We're trying to make a determination if these vernal pools are protected, and then they will be in the future with this program and whatever this design is.
So the area encompassed by the proposal, it does not surround that? I mean, encompass it? It falls short of it?
Go ahead. I was just gonna say, so the vernal pools are in the western portion of that proposed expansion. The area of proposed expansion goes up to almost 100 feet, which is the legal boundary. That doesn't mean that it has to be 100 feet. We can make it longer and wider.
We can expand it.
But you're not gonna stop the whole project because there's a vernal pool on the site. You can protect those vernal pools, and that's what we're intending to do.
Yeah.
So it's kind of challenging.
Yeah, when they make these designs and they make these engineering, these evaluations, they know what the rules are too. So we're just trying to make sure that they play within those rules and we're all protected. And it's a very, like you said, it's a very fine line. You could be hesitant on that, that's fine, I'm sure that you're right to do so, but we're trying to make sure we're doing the right thing. Can we expand this and go, yes, we're in charge of land that surrounds and all this stuff?
We're not.
it's very limited if you go online and read it, and you can debate it, and I can debate it as well, but we're focused on just that area right now. We may come back and go, the third party may say, hey, we found this, and that's what we're hoping to confirm. Hold on, one more question on this side. Your name is?
Yes, my name is Mary Marsh, and my question involves leaching from the expanded version
Yeah.
of what happens with the groundwater when the sludge comes in. We all know that everything that goes down the storm drains that goes into the sewer system includes automotive stuff. It includes
Your
weed
question, sorry,
killers.
go ahead.
Oh, yeah,
No, it's
okay. No. But I'm wondering, for the expansion of what is already there, any of this, not necessarily just even destroying the land to put it there, but what happens with what's coming out from underneath into the groundwater around there?
It shouldn't be anything.
Right.
It's been designed, it has a membrane there. Now, you can say, well, where's that? Well, the 17 years that the membrane has been where it is now, it's never leaked.
Okay.
And then the water is pumped back up through the system, and it's run through, and it's all the impurities are taken out again.
And where did the impurities?
It starts the whole
That's
cycle.
another
Goes
slide.
back into the sewage system.
Yeah.
So is it?
Yeah, it's a big cycle.
Right.
It goes around and around, but yes, we're supposed to, play on what ifs, but right now we don't know. There could be what ifs that a third party review is not gonna catch. There's always gonna be unknowns in a project. Go ahead, David.
So I was just gonna say, so there are things that we can ensure, like enough monitoring wells to ensure there is no leachate coming out. And that's the type of thing that we're after when looking at this third-party review. One company could say one thing, another company could say something completely different. We don't know that, but that's what we're trying to ensure.
Okay, and that's what my concern is that it's not kind of a free-for-all for the company to say, okay, we've done this, and then there's no monitoring going on beyond the boundary of what they've already done, let alone what they're gonna be doing.
Agreed. Yep, that's what we're looking for. We're hoping that the third party comes back either this is perfect, everything that they designed fits in what we would do if we were hired, or B, they come back and go, we want to make the following recommendations. And then the commission comes back and goes, we agree, we disagree, or you want 3 test wells, we want 5. But we're trying to get that. That's what that third party review is, and everyone knows the pushback on that third party review. And you see we're doing a third party review.
Good.
So,
And the other thing
Thank
is, any decision we make,
Pardon?
any decision we make, you can appeal it.
Really?
Oh, yeah. That's the way this Massachusetts works.
go ahead.
Your
name is?
You can appeal it as a person, you can have, even the city could appeal it.
Okay, just wanted to make sure our bases were kind of covered.
That's fine. That's
fine.
a good question. Go ahead.
That's why we're having the review.
And I have a couple of questions. Is because the expansion, the way the expansion is going to go, they're going to be taking down trees, I believe. Is that accurate in order to do the expansion?
I think there's some trees coming down, yeah. I can't remember.
Okay, so I was wondering if in their plan for the runoff, if they had included that where you're not going to have the trees present. Is that included in that?
Did you read it? Did you read the whole?
No, I didn't. I didn't.
Well, there's 600 pages of information, so I don't.
There's a lot of information in there.
Right. So your question is trees and how many are coming out?
No, my question
I'm just
is
making sure
the trees with the expansion,
Yep.
right? Because we're talking about the runoff.
Do you live in the city too?
Pardon?
Do you live in the city?
Yes, I
Oh, great. Okay. I don't know. I'm sorry. I know Alan, but.
No problem. So what I was wondering is when they were doing their study or write-up, did they consider the removal of the trees?
Yes.
and then how that runoff is gonna.
Yeah, they did, they modeled it, yeah. I can't say how many years out they modeled it, but they definitely modeled it, because in the back of it before, it talks about modeling and what's going on right now today with hydrology.
Okay, so they are considering that in their model that they're using.
Yeah, so they did all these analysis in the back of this, and that talks about what all these situations are today and what they're gonna be in the future with their current design.
So, okay, and the other thing I want to mention is that I support that you're going to have the independent third-party study. I think that's really an important move to get things kind of squared away here, because once you start building this, if it's not done properly, we're going to have major issues out there with the wetlands and different rivers.
Agreed. Thank you. Yep. That's why, those of you who know the commission, we've done this third-party review numerous times. We did it with the school too. But over the years, we've done it with several projects that were large in the city. The Veterans Building back in the day, we did it as well. I think, Duncan, didn't we do, or no, McDonald's? And they were expanding?
Yeah. Also, the project off of Pearl Street.
Yep.
The housing project up there.
Yep. So, it's standard practice for us.
But it seems like there's an issue with payment, and that, I hope that doesn't discourage the third party being hired and do the review.
Well, this commission is one of the few in the state that actually, we collect fees, and I think we started in either 2009 or 2011-ish. And so we're gonna vote to pay out of those fees.
Okay, thank you.
Looking for everyone's support on that. Anybody else have any other questions?
I do.
Just open it up here.
Yeah, so I'm sorry.
Chair Alan Russo, Bay Spring Road. A couple of points I brought in my letter.
If you brought them up already, we're not gonna keep rehashing, I'm sorry.
No, but I just for
information.
consideration, just two things. One was a cut and fill analysis.
Yep.
Because of the, and I don't know if that's gonna be in your scope here or not, but I wanted to bring that up because I know the commission's done that before. And then the second thing is wildlife study, because wildlife is important in that area, and I don't think, as we found with vernal pools, until people get out there and really study, the experts get out and study, you don't know what might be impacted. So, and that's within the purview of the Gardner Wetland Protection.
Yep, agreed.
Those are my 2 points, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. I thought I saw something on there about,
There is a review in there.
yeah, but on animals, right, wildlife. Did you see that in here?
I did. Basically said they haven't found anything when they looked at the NHESP probably.
Yeah.
That just means that nobody studied the site.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Anybody else have any questions or comments? No?
You know, when they,
Hold on one second. I'll get mine. Don't we do it for your umbrella to point at?
you know,
I'm married.
Just so as I'm not swinging it up. If you gentlemen, and this may be a private question, if you gentlemen were actually opposed to the sludge dump, how would you go about stopping it?
We all live in a city, so we're doing the best interest, but the hard part is when we're in a commission like this, we can't go and say, yes, sir, I understand your question.
Mm-hmm.
We're here, with blinders on, and it's very hard to do that. And I agree with your question, by the way, I understand it, if I was over there, I'd be asking the same thing, but I once had a problem with the Veterans Center. I shut the Veterans Center down once, and I'll never forget that. I come from a military background. All my relatives in the military, and I felt terrible. But there was a lot of action going on out there that wasn't right. And this commission really took it to heart. Do you remember that? Mm-hmm. Trash everywhere, and it was blown into the water. And so we're not, it was hard. And there's been some other jobs and some projects in the city that we probably wouldn't have let go personally, but when we look at the blinders on with the duties that we're given as a commission, we have to do that no matter what our personal opinions are.
we have television.
Yeah, we have to.
We have to have television. But I'll give you an idea. Now that proposed, the proposed culvert replacement on Keys Road, right? Well, one of the things, now I never knew this before, the long-eared bat was an endangered species. that had to be into that project.
One year back.
Now, I don't know what a long eared bat digs at, but that's taken into consideration. Now, whether they found something in the old culvert or something, I don't know. Gives you an idea.
Anybody on the Zoom have any questions, comments? No? So given all that, good questions by the way, everybody, thank you.
Thank you.
Just looking at Katie's notes and,
So, do we want to continue the hearing?
yes, go
I
ahead.
just have a quick question.
Sure.
So if you do.
Your name is?
Terry Griffiths from Templeton. Like, if you do a wildlife study, are there specific times of the year you have to do it considering the vernal pools? Like, would you wait till the vernal pools fill in? Would you do it in a time, like right now we're in a drought? I mean, how would you gauge that?
We'd probably go to the third-party engineer and ask them what they recommend and how they would do that process.
Yeah.
I don't think we would make that determination as a commission.
What's that? I didn't hear what you said.
Oh, wildlife study and how would that work and what timeline would it be, what time of the year would it be?
I don't think that's in our jurisdiction.
It definitely skirts it, but it's in it.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Anybody else have any questions or anything? So with all that said, I think we need to vote on an extension. And I was going to propose October 24th. That way we'll get some time to get all that back.
Can we go that long?
Yeah, I would say why not?
Well,
Or we can move it to, I mean, September, it's coming fast. What I want is enough time to come back with the third-party review. And I think they're gonna be
maybe September, but, maybe they're gonna say, we can't do it till November, or whatever. I don't think so, I think it'll cover along, but.
You wanna go to September 26th, and that way we'll have an update at that point?
Right.
Is that fair, everybody? It's two meetings. It's not a lot.
It's enough time, but.
You wanna go to October 10th?
Yeah. October 10th.
Yeah.
Michael, you right with October 10th? Actually, it's Columbus Day. That's probably why I went to the 24th.
All right, then the 24th.
Sometimes I compare. All right, someone they can make a motion to continue to October 24th.
I'll make that motion.
Someone like to second it?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Michael?
Aye.
Thank you.
Aye.
So move is approved to extend to October 24th. The next is a request for certificate of compliance for 321 West Broadway. Anybody have any comments on that?
This is David Chai from Samuels Consultants.
How are you?
Right here. Good, thank you. I'm here on behalf of the applicant, Massachusetts Army National Guard, to request a certificate of compliance for Armory Building at 321 West Broadway. Included with our request submission was a written statement from the applicant and the engineer of record certifying the work was conducted according to the approved plans and work conditions.
Thank you.
At this point, I'll open up the hearing to the commission. Is there any questions?
Is that for the parking lot?
Yeah, I drove by the other day. Looks great. It came out great.
Yeah, this is the problem.
Yeah, this has been going on for years. Yeah. No, do you have any questions?
No, no.
Michael, any questions? Oh, he's trying to find his mute.
I had to unmute myself, but no, Mr. Chairman.
Anybody in the audience have any questions? We're talking about the, right behind McDonald's, that whole, they did the, Army National Guard did their whole parking lot over. Looks really good. All right, someone like to make a motion to approve the request for the certificate of compliance for 321 West Broadway.
Yes. I'll make that motion.
Someone like to second it.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Gee, that was easy.
Yep. Anybody have any new business? Yeah, I was kind of going back and forth, and then Lindsay was saying, get what their scope is first, and then see if you want to add to it,
Yeah.
and then go back. The one thing I was thinking was, we could do what we've done in the past, is where vote for a number,
Additional.
but I think we're better off just waiting.
Yeah, because you don't know when they can do it either.
So that was the other thing. They said they could,
Just check.
They did, I think what's gonna happen is they probably gonna maybe ask for some fees to expedite. And then I also wanted to get an update of our bank accounts first.
Yep, makes sense.
So that's why I was calling Trevor, I think he could probably get it a lot faster than I could. He was back tomorrow, so he had said he was gonna pull it, but then I got on vacation. I just wanted to go back to that, one thing on the agenda we had left was the meeting minutes of the July 25th,
The 25th.
yeah, so we can vote on those.
Why can't we?
Yeah,
You can, we can.
We can.
Yeah, I can do it. No, I gotta do this. Yeah, here's it right here.
Yeah, we've looked at this a few times.
Yeah. I would just over
Kate did it.
Yeah.
She crushed these notes. Want me any questions on the notes?
No.
Michael, any questions on those meeting minutes for the July 25th meeting?
Sir,
Someone like to make a motion to approve the meeting minutes of July 25th?
I'll make that motion.
Someone like to second the motion? Michael's gonna second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Any other new business?
Is there a question about when we have to let the guy know about mowing the field?
Oh, I don't know. Is that your guy there?
Yeah.
It's usually at the end of October, but I just thought I'd just ask.
Yeah, no, I think he's still doing it, but that was under a 2-year
Okay.
contract. You have to get another one done, or whatever it is. And, you know, with the diesel fuel up, I know it's gonna be more. You know.
That's fair. I mean, I'm surprised it hasn't hit us already, but.
Yeah.
All right, anybody have anything else they want to go over?
I'll check with him on that. I
Yes,
guess
please.
he's on this one anyway, so.
All right, with that being said, we're gonna close the meeting and adjourn. Anybody have any other, nothing else going once, twice?
No.
Michael, you all set?
sir,
All right, someone like to make a motion to end tonight's hearing.
I'll make the motion.
Someone like to second.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Thank you, everybody.
But listen, I'd like to apologize to everybody here. This system is, it isn't a system. I don't know what